SUGA'S Eternal Obsession Episode 2. The Man Who Knew Too Much. The next morning, the rain had stopped, but Yuna couldn't stop hearing it. She sat on the edge of her bed staring at the photograph from the night before. Her brother alive, standing beside Suga. 3 years. 3 years of unanswered calls, 3 years of searching, 3 years of believing that the person she loved most had simply chosen to disappear. But the photograph had destroyed that belief in seconds. Yuna turned the picture over. Her fingers trembled. There was nothing written on it anymore, only the image of two people standing together. Her brother looked younger, happy, almost peaceful, and Suga. He looked exactly as he had the night before, calm, unreadable, as if he had known this day would eventually come, as if he had been waiting for the moment he could finally step into her life and never let go. Yuna's phone buzzed. She looked at the screen. Unknown, number 1 message. Come to the studio. Alone. Yuna stared at it. Her first thought was to delete it. Her second was to call the police. Her third was to go. She hated herself for it, but she needed answers. And something deep inside her, something darker and more dangerous, whispered that she needed him more than she wanted to admit. She grabbed her coat. Before leaving, she looked toward the window. The black car from last night was gone. For some reason, that frightened her even more. The recording studio. The studio was unusually quiet. Yuna entered through the front doors. The receptionist looked at her nervously. Receptionist. Room 7. Yuna stopped. Yuna, is he there? The woman hesitated, then nodded. Yuna walked toward the elevator. Every step felt heavier than the last. She could feel his eyes on her skin even from miles away, like he was already pulling her back to him. When the elevator doors opened on the 3rd floor, the hallway was empty. Room 7 was closed. She raised her hand. Before she could knock, the door opened. Suga stood there, black shirt, dark trousers. His expression was calm. Almost too calm. Suga, you came. Yuna looked at him coldly. Yuna, you knew I would. He stepped aside. Preach, Suga. I hoped you would. She entered. He closed the door behind her. The lock clicked like a cage door shutting. Yuna immediately turned around. Yuna, where is my brother? Suga didn't answer. Yuna, don't do that again. Suga, do what? Yuna, make me wait. His eyes met hers. For a moment, something softer appeared in them. Then it disappeared. Suga, he's alive. Yuna's breath caught. Hearing those words again made her chest ache. But the ache had another name, Suga, and she hated how much she wanted him to wrap his arms around her and never let go. Yuna, where? Suga, I can't tell you yet. She laughed bitterly. Yuna, then why did you tell me? He walked toward the mixing desk. Suga, because you deserve to know that he didn't abandon you? Yuna followed him. Yuna, you knew him. Suga, yes. Yuna, how? Silence. Yuna, were you friends? He looked down. Suga, something like that. Yuna narrowed her eyes. Yuna, what does that mean? He turned toward her. Suga, it means that your brother trusted me. Yuna's anger grew. Yuna, and you betrayed him? His expression hardened. Suga, no. Yuna, then why did he disappear? Suga looked toward the window. Suga, because someone was looking for him. Yuna froze. Yuna, who? He didn't answer. Yuna, who was looking for him? Suga finally looked back at her. Suga, the same person who is watching you now. You've been watching me too. Suga, yes. The honesty surprised her. Yuna, why? He took a slow breath. Suga, because I promised your brother. Yuna stared at him. Yuna, what did he ask you to do? Suga's voice became quieter. Suga, to keep you safe? Yuna looked away. Yuna, I don't need you to protect me. Suga, you think you don't. Yuna, I don't. He stepped closer, not touching her. The warning, Yuna stepped backward. Yuna, someone is watching me? Suga nodded. Suga, they've been watching you for a while. Yuna, how long? Suga, longer than you realize. She felt cold. Yuna and you? He remained silent. Yuna understood. Yuna just close enough that she could smell the faint trace of his cologne and feel the heat radiating off his body. Sugar, you don't understand what you're dealing with? Yuna looked directly into his eyes. Yuna, then explain it. He hesitated. Suga, I can't. Yuna, why? His expression changed. Suga, because the moment you know everything, you become a target. Yuna's voice cracked. Yuna, I already am a target. Silence. For the first time, Suga seemed unable to answer, because in that moment, he wanted nothing more than to pull her into his arms, lock her against his chest, and whisper that no one would ever touch her again. The recording Sugar walked toward the mixing console. He pressed a button. A recording began playing. A man's voice filled the studio. Yuna recognized it immediately. Her heart stopped. Her brother. Brother's voice. Yuna! She covered her mouth. Tears filled her eyes. Brother's voice. If you're hearing this, then something went wrong. Yuna stepped closer to the speakers. Brother's voice. I need you to trust someone. The recording crackled. Then her brother said a name. Brother's voice. Sugar. Yuna looked at him. He didn't move. Brother's voice. He'll tell you things I couldn't. Yuna's eyes filled with tears. Brother's voice. But don't trust him completely. The recording suddenly stopped. Silence. Yuna turned towards Suga. Yuna, what was that? Suga, a message your brother left? Yuna, when? He looked at her. Suga, 3 years ago. Yuna's hands began shaking. Yuna, you've had this for 3 years? He nodded. Yuna, and you never gave it to me? Suga, not until now. She slapped the mixing desk with her palm. Yuna, you had 3 years. Her voice broke. Yuna, 3 years of me thinking he was dead. Suga remained still. Yuna, how could you? His jaw tightened. Sugar, because giving you that recording 3 years ago would have put you in danger. Yuna, and now? He looked at her. Suga, now they're already looking for you. The first clue, Sugar opened a drawer. He pulled out a small metal key. Yuna stared at it. Yuna, what is that? Suga, your brother left it for you. He placed it on the desk. Yuna, what's it open? Suga, I don't know. Yuna looked at him suspiciously. Yuna, you expect me to believe that? Suga, no. He pushed the key toward her. Suga, I expect you to find out yourself. She picked it up. A number was engraved into the metal. 17. Yuna, room 17? Suga, maybe. Yuna, where? He stared at her. Suga, that's what you need to discover. She placed the key in her pocket. Yuna, and you're not coming? Suga's eyes narrowed slightly. Suga, no. She frowned. Yuna, why? Suga, because if someone sees me with you, they'll know you've found the key. Yuna stared at him. Yuna, you're telling me to investigate this alone? Suga, no. He paused. Suga, I'm telling you to be careful. The moment of doubt, Yuna moved toward the door. She stopped. Yuna, why do you care so much? Suga looked at her. The question seemed to catch him off guard. Yuna, you could have walked away 3 years ago. He said nothing. Yuna, you could have given me the recording. Still nothing. She turned fully toward him. Yuna, you could have let me believe my brother was gone. Suga's expression softened. Suga, I tried? Yuna's heart skipped. Yuna, what? He looked away. Suga, I tried to stay away from you. He paused. Suga, but every time I did, something happened. Yuna swallowed. Yuna, what kind of things? He looked back at her. Suga, someone followed you. Yuna, you knew? Suga, yes. Yuna, and you never told me? Suga, if I told you, you would have been afraid. She gave him a bitter smile. Yuna, I am afraid. His eyes darkened. Suga, I know. A long silence passed between them. He wanted to grab her, pull her close, and feel her heart racing against his chest. But he didn't. Not yet. Then Yuna opened the door. Yuna, I don't trust you. Suga nodded. Suga, you shouldn't. She walked away, but neither of them noticed the tiny camera hidden above the hallway light. A red indicator blinked once, then disappeared. Room 17. That afternoon, Yuna searched the old records building connected to the studio. There were 17 rooms. Most were abandoned. Room 17 was at the end of a narrow corridor. The door was locked. Yuna pulled out the key. Her hands trembled. She inserted it. Click. The door opened. Inside was darkness. She turned on her phone flashlight. Dust covered everything. Old boxes, broken equipment, a wooden desk. She walked slowly inside. Then she noticed something on the wall. Photographs, dozens of them. Her brother, her, the studio, SUGA. Her heart began racing. Someone had been documenting their lives. She moved closer. One photograph showed Yuna leaving university. Another showed her entering a cafe. Another showed her standing outside her apartment. She covered her mouth. No. Then she saw the final photograph. It had been taken only 2 days earlier. Yuna entering the recording studio. And standing across the street was the same black car. The second message her phone buzzed. Yuna jumped. Unknown number. You found room 17. Her hands went cold. Another message appeared. Now you understand why he watches you. Yuna stared at the screen, then another message. But you still don't know what he did. She looked around the room. Someone was watching her. She could feel it. She ran toward the door. It slammed shut. Yuna grabbed the handle, locked. Her breathing became faster. She tried again. Nothing. Then her phone rang. Unknown number, she answered. Yuna. Who are you? Silence. Then a distorted voice. Unknown voice. You should have listened to the warning. Yuna's heart pounded. Yuna, what do you want? A quiet laugh came through the phone. Unknown voice. I'm not the one you should be afraid of. Yuna froze. Yuna. Then who? The voice whispered. Unknown voice. Him. The call ended. Yuna slowly lowered the phone. Then she heard footsteps outside. Someone was approaching room 17. One step, then another. She backed away from the door. The footsteps stopped. Silence. Then knock. Yuna held her breath. Another knock. She looked around desperately. There was nowhere to hide. Then her phone vibrated again. One final message. Look behind you. Yuna slowly turned. A figure stood in the darkness behind her. The reveal, Yuna screamed. The figure stepped into the light. It was SUGA. He looked at her. His expression was colder than she'd ever seen. SUGA, are you hurt? Yuna stared at him. Yuna, how did you get here? He looked toward the locked door. SUGA, you're not the only person who knows about room 17. Yuna stepped backward. Yuna, you followed me? SUGA, yes. Yuna, why? His eyes moved toward the photographs. His expression changed. He saw what she had found. SUGA, they shouldn't still be here. Yuna, you knew about them? He didn't answer. Yuna's anger returned. Yuna, you knew. SUGA looked at her. SUGA, I knew someone was keeping records. Yuna, who? He stared at one photograph. His face became completely expressionless. SUGA, your brother. Yuna's eyes widened. Yuna, what? He looked at her. SUGA, he wasn't only being watched. A pause. SUGA, he was watching someone too. Yuna's heart sank. Yuna, who? SUGA stepped closer, closer than he should have. His breath brushed her cheek. SUGA, I don't know yet. She stared at him. Yuna, you always say that. His eyes met hers. SUGA, because someone has been lying to both of us. Ending outside the building, a black car waited beneath the streetlights. Inside sat an unknown man. He watched SUGA and Yuna leave room 17 together. He raised his phone. A photograph appeared on the screen. Yuna, SUGA, and Yuna's brother. 3 people connected by a secret that had survived 3 years. The man typed one message. Unknown man. She knows about room 17. A reply arrived almost immediately. Then it's time. The man looked toward the building. A faint smile appeared. Meanwhile, Yuna walked beside Suga. Neither spoke. Finally, she broke the silence. Yuna, did my brother really trust you? Suga stopped. He looked at her. Suga, he trusted me with everything. Yuna, even me? He didn't answer. Yuna waited. Finally, Suga whispered, Suga, especially you. She looked away, but in that single word, something dark and possessive flickered in his eyes. He wanted to grab her wrist, pull her close, and say the words he had never been allowed to say out loud. Mine. Neither noticed the figure standing on the rooftop across the street, watching them, waiting, and holding an old photograph of Yuna's brother. The camera slowly pulled back. The city lights blurred beneath the night sky. Then the screen faded to black. To be continued.